Irfan Pathan of our club. Toastmaster Raheem, voluntary contribution, Toastmaster Raheem.
Raise your hand if how many of you support your relatives in family function. In fact, I won't support. Raise your hand if how many of you do donations to temples or charity activities. In fact, I do to save my taxes. If you observe about two statements, there is a contribution without voluntary contribution. There is a donation but without much devotion. There is a family function without my contribution. Good morning, fellow volunteers and dear guests. Exactly a year back, I joined Toastmasters, April 23. But prior to that, 6 months, I'm in confusion whether to go to Toastmasters or not. But one day I woke up and I get some motivation by watching how to get motivation from YouTube. Then I came to Toastmasters to learn public speaking, but end up with I learned contributing. What's all about? You had it right, contributing. I read an article by our ex-secretary, Mohit. He wrote about voluntary contribution in our club newsletter back then. So, what are all the good things he got from voluntary contribution he mentioned, but he didn't mention what the bad things he got. So, at that time, his elections are going at the club level. So, our ex-treasurer, Sreedevi, offered me, why didn't you contest for treasurer? Being the person I am, I hesitated myself. Why can I do further? So I recollected the article, voluntary contribution. Immediately I said yes to him. So I won the elections without contesting even. So I am the treasurer for this year. So being the EC, I asked Mohit, what is this voluntary contribution you wrote in the article? He said it helped me both personally and professionally to achieve the goals in my life. So I implement the same thing in my office also. Next day I went to office, I implemented the same concept. Even without asking my boss, I voluntarily contribute to crack a solution for the first question. It ended up in getting my promotion. That's actually a celebration to me. So the key contribution to get me to Vision is voluntary contribution of my ex-boss, because he is the one who sponsored me to come to Vision. Without him, I won't be here. And the key contribution to get me promotion is, again, myself. It's not my boss. So, moving on, 2 months later, I'm very fond of this concept, voluntary contribution. So, I want to apply this thing. 2 months later on, one of my friend named Karun, he met me. He's very passionate in direction. He came up with a story named KYC. It's about know your contribution, not KGF, know your contribution. So, with my connects where I get in Toastmasters, I am able to introduce him one of the short film hero. By the time of writing of the story, he became OTT hero. By the time of completion of the story, he became movie hero. So he left with no one except me. So he come to me and said, Raheem, why can't you learn action? So I have little passion on learn the action, but I did with some hesitation again. And one more thing he said, Raheem, you have to do one more contribution to get into action. That is, you all need to into production. So I invested in the short film. So I know even if you end up in losses, it won't have much impact. If loss from one business, I can set off to other things. Being a professional expert I have, I use this thing. Now I am giving voluntary contribution by giving a pro tip to you. You can have a loss from one thing, you can set off to other thing. Finally, the short film is doing well without much distraction, which resulted into a good celebration for me. In conclusion, our director showed the voluntary contribution team at the meeting. We end up at the railway station after watching it. So the key contribution to getting the action is voluntary contribution of donation myself. In fact, I lost that one. Moving on from getting promotion and doing some action, now it's time to contest elections. Not state level, you are thinking of that, but at the only club level. Not at the Vision Club, but Vision Cricket Club, where I am participating as a member. I am contributing by arranging matches and getting some sponsorships and donations to conduct the cricket matches at my club level. So I thought I would like to contest as a president there. So with the public speaking skills I learned from Toastmasters, I want to influence the members to get the votes, but no one influenced me except me. Then I want to show this KYC short film which I made. Then everyone voted for me after seeing that. So the main contribution I did to win elections is, again, even without contesting there, but with some donation I able to manage it. So my friends, you have to contribute voluntarily to grow personally and professionally. In fact, I did that. Now it's time to contribute you there. Nothing is there. But for guests, have to contribute to join Toastmasters so that you can learn, grow personally and professionally. It's not compulsion, just a voluntary contribution. For members, do contribute to easy and support other members and contest for next easy so that we can pass our next pattern easily. As I said, in fact, I am not supporting family members in all the functions. Nowadays I am doing it because later on they have to do for me.